But lots of you have questions about when and how to use CommentSold. Should you be using Shopify instead? Can you use both? Can you switch? What's better? Hey boutique owner and other e-commerce friends, I'm Angela, CEO of Hot Mess Consulting, and today we're talking about comment selling on social media and the best platforms for your biz. We talk to a lot of businesswomen who are killing it on social media, but one of the biggest headaches we hear about is how time consuming it is to do everything manually when you're making sales in your Facebook groups. But then CommentSold came along and gave us the perfect solution, right? But lots of you have questions about when and how to use CommentSold. Should you be using Shopify instead? Can you use both? Can you switch? What's better? So I'm here to answer your questions, my loves, and stay tuned because there's actually a juicy offer you can take advantage of right now. And P.S. while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a video to help you with your biz. Okay, so let's dive right in here. First of all, what is CommentSold? Well, for those of you who haven't heard about it, they launched in 2017. And just to give you a little bit of fun background, the company was founded by a husband and wife team that the wife was running her own boutique online within a Facebook group, and she was killing it. I mean, she was really bringing in a lot of revenue. And, her husband, who he jokingly says that they used to talk about how it was a little hobby but eventually he caught on to the fact that she was making some big bucks. And so he was like, how can I help you? What is your pain point in your business right now? What is something you're spending a lot of time on that could be better spent elsewhere? How can we help you scale? And her issue was just spending hours and hours sending manual invoices for all the goodies that her girls were buying from her Facebook group, from posts and videos and that sort of thing. So this was where CommentSold was born because it helps social media sellers automate their sales processes. So there's no more manual invoicing. Basically, you can do a post or even a live video, and you have to train your customers. There's a specific way they have to comment, but they're able to just comment on your post to shop. So they never even have to leave your Facebook group until it's time for them to go and pay their invoice, of course. But it just makes it really easy so that you or your employees are not stuck sending out all those invoices. So anyway, the other cool things about CommentSold since they originally launched, because that was their first service, right? But now they have a mobile app, which is super awesome. Obviously, you can send out push notifications to your girls that are subscribed, which is a really big deal, especially when we're all trying to battle the algorithms on social media. And then also they have a web store option because they did know that while a lot of their ideal, clients are going to be just killing it in their Facebook groups, they still wanted to be able to have some sort of a landing page in order to send people to shop that way too, if they prefer. So they do actually have a web store option as well. So what are some of the advantages of CommentSold? Well, obviously the big one is it saves time if you're selling in your Facebook groups. And this way you can still, gather all of those sales, versus trying to then send your customers straight to a website if that's not how they're used to shopping. You can still gather those sales without having to sit there and manually invoice or have your employees do so. And what is so great about this isn't just the time, saved itself, but what can you do now with that time? Can you do an extra live sale each week, with that extra time, or even more than that, I'm sure. But anyway, that, the point is what can you do with that extra time that will actually be revenue generating? Also, sticking to doing comment selling can boost your engagement and sales in your group because not only do you have that extra time now to devote to more posts, more sales, more fit videos, more of whatever works for you to bring in revenue, right? But also, again, you're keeping all of that engagement in your group, because to even buy something, your girls have to comment, which is going to boost your, engagement and algorithm and reach for each post. And then also, of course, the advantage is that this works with posts or with live videos. And the way they work with live videos is definitely pretty neat, because you can show a number of items, right, on this one video. And as long as your customers comment a certain way, which you're just going to basically train them on how to do via posts and mentioning it in your videos and all of that sort of stuff. But anyway, they're able to comment on that video, and there's even little overlays that they offer that are going to show, like, as you're holding up an item. Sorry, I know my hands are like, I'm trying to show you things, but anyways, I'm all over the place. As you're showing an item in your video, you can have a little overlay that shows like pricing and sizes and what to comment in order to claim that item, that sort of thing. So anyway, it's pretty cool. That, like I said, they have the great mobile app, so you can do things like send push notifications. They've got a good customer experience, so they have a lot of care reps. And you'll be assigned to your own individual rep, so that if you have any questions, you can also chat in with them on their website for support. And you don't need a website. Now, here at Hot Mess, we definitely do say that you need a website, but, business is business. Like, the bottom line is the bottom line. Like, what works for you is what works for you. How many more things can I say and just say again? Wait, how many more things can I say and just say again? No, I'm just kidding. I am totally just pulling your leg now. But anyway, I think you need a website. But technically, if you're using CommentSold, you could get away with selling in your group and never even having a website, and you can do just fine. Obviously, there's always that saying about not having your eggs all in one basket, so it's something to think about there. And you may be losing some sales not having a website too, right? Well, this is the advantages though. You don't need a website. Okay. Downsides of CommentSold. So it's limited. No apps. Well, you have the mobile app option, which is super awesome. But I mean, within your CommentSold account. So like on Shopify and other platforms, for example, you're able to add all kinds of fancy apps for different sorts of features that you want on your website. But on CommentSold, they have a web store option, which I'll talk about in a second, but it's not a true website. And there's no apps, no plugins, no themes. The layout is the layout. Very few integrations. They do work with Sezzle, which is super cool, so you can offer the payment plans. And I think word on the street is they may be working on more integrations. And I mean, they do have some others. They integrate with Lightspeed. I believe they might be working on something to offer a little bit more of a POS sort of a situation. Possibly. Don't even quote me on that. But anyway, they also, so if you are using their web store as a website of sorts, as a landing page, you do not have any access to coding on your homepage. So, it just means, again, the layout is the layout, and there's really not a whole lot that can be done there. Now, that said, my team, and I have worked really hard on learning how to make the absolute most out of the CommentSold web store, visually and just functionally. So, through graphic design, you can still build a pretty beautiful, homepage. And through the additional pages, there are some other things that you can do. So like right off the bat, you cannot do like a email pop-up, for example. But what you can do is have a link in your main menu to a MailChimp landing page to get people to subscribe that way. And you could have a graphic on your homepage highlighting that, getting them to click over. And then also on your pages, those can be treated like one client had a sub-collections page where we featured, like all the different types of tops that she had. So sort of like a mini catalog page. Anyway, there are some things that you can do, but it is definitely pretty limited. No CMS or email marketing. So you're not able to integrate your CommentSold to any text messaging platforms, email marketing platforms. So it means that there's some automations that you would usually implement in e-commerce that you're not really able to do. Now that said, CommentSold does have some of their own stuff going on there. So you may not need to have those extra platforms, but it's just not as robust. I mean, CommentSold meets so many needs and they're always growing and improving too. It's just that if you're trying to use any of the traditional platforms, they just don't integrate. They also don't integrate with any of the, like Zapier, for example, which we use a lot here at Hot Mess in order to just automate all kinds of things in our business. And so, they're really meant to be an all-in-one solution, but they're just still growing. And so some of their functionalities are limited compared to some of the more robust Shopify, Klaviyo for emails, PostScript for text messages, etc. So you have a limited ability to scale your business. And let me, before you throw tomatoes at me, let me tell you what I mean, because CommentSold is actually made and meant for you to be able to scale your business. Like that was the whole purpose. Like, let me automate something that takes you so much time so that you can grow your business more quickly, so that you can spend your time in a more meaningful revenue generating way, right? So how am I saying that actually you have a limited ability to scale your business? So you can definitely scale your business with CommentSold, hands down, no doubt about it. But it's not the same as scaling, in terms of like sending customers directly to your website. You cannot scale in quite the same way because, you are required, whether you are posting on your Facebook group or doing your live videos, like you can only go live so many hours of the day. Now that said, you can optimize the time that you are live. So if you're only doing one live a week, you can now do one live a day, and you can certainly grow that way. And you can increase the length of the live, or you can increase the quality of the live. And by that, I mean, like, what can you do to optimize that time that you are live to get even more juice out of it? Figuring out the best items to show, in the best order, the best ways to get engagement, the best ways to increase your viewership. So there's definitely plenty of ways that you can scale here, but it still requires and it's just a lot. I don't know about you, but I don't know somebody who wants to go live every single day, like wants to. They may be willing to do it for their business, but is that really what you want out of your business? So a lot of times when I'm talking with clients about CommentSold versus Shopify, it comes down to your short-term and long-term goals. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is what's working right now, but is this really how you want your business to be? Is this, is live sales really what you want to be doing? And maybe it is, or maybe it works so well, you're like, no, this is fine. And so if live sales do work really well, the way to scale, right? And if you have to be the one on the live sale, because ideally you can start to build a team that is also able to do the lives without you, and you're still bringing in revenue. But if that's not working, and if that really is your special thing that only you can do, which we all have to figure out in our own businesses, what is that thing that only we can do? And how do we build our business in a way that we only have to do that one thing? Well, not just that one thing, but I mean, like, that's kind of like the goal, or where we're trying to get. So with lives, it would be something where you're not doing any of the prep work. You have a team that's, doing everything outside of that live, so that you are just really able to show up as your best during that time. So that is the way that you would be able to scale. But it's, again, doesn't compare to, running a really profitable ad campaign, sending traffic directly to your website, never even having to go live or even have a Facebook group. See, so it just depends on your marketing strategies and your overall goals, as well as what's actually working for you right now. And where you see things going in the future. So anyway, the Facebook pixel is not super sophisticated. So you're not really able to track your data through Facebook in a way that will help you with your Facebook ads. There are plenty of boutique owners or e-commerce brands that are running Facebook ads to their CommentSold web store or even to their group where they're doing their lives. But you're just not going to have the data to fully optimize those ads. So reasons to choose Shopify instead: if you want to be able to scale outside of your Facebook group, like I was just saying, if you need or want a robust website, or you're very particular about how your website looks aesthetically, if you want more detailed analytics about the visitors that are coming to your page so that you can use those to maximize your marketing efforts. If your marketing is a bit more advanced, well, that's kind of what I was just getting at, but particularly with Facebook ads. And again, if you want to customize your website, choose your own theme and apps and integrate with all kinds of other things. Like, for example, yes, CommentSold does have a really awesome app that they offer free to all their users. But there's also Vajro, which creates a mobile shopping app through your Shopify website. And they're great too. Any downsides to Shopify? So if your business is mainly in Facebook groups, it just may not be necessary. Like I said, I always recommend a website no matter what, even if it's just the web store landing page that CommentSold offers you. But if it's really not your jam, you technically don't need it. If your Facebook group is really where it's at for you. Switching from CommentSold to Shopify does require retraining your customers on a new platform and getting them over to your website. So it's some clients lose a little bit of sales while they're making that transition. But if you make it a priority, it is possible. And I have seen plenty of boutique owners do it successfully. Also, Shopify integrates with CommentSold, but you need to I recommend that you have Shopify first, because what happens is that your inventory can all come over to CommentSold, but it does not work the other way around. Your inventory from CommentSold cannot go back. Now, once they're integrated, you're managing your inventory and your orders, if you want anyway, unless you want to manage your orders on two different places, but you're managing everything on Shopify. So that's kind of nice too. And then coding. You don't need coding experience for Shopify, but if you're wanting to get into some of these fancier features that I'm saying you're able to do on Shopify and you're not on CommentSold, then you need, coding knowledge or a developer to help you, which we are always happy to help, of course. Anyway, so bottom line, CommentSold versus Shopify. What is our recommendation? Really, it depends on your business goals. If you're running ads or want to scale or want a really nice website, Shopify. If you're selling well from your Facebook group and that's your priority, CommentSold. But my official recommendation, Hot Mess's official recommendation, always is both, and have them integrated. And the really juicy thing that I wanted to share with you, in case you didn't know, is CommentSold totally offers a free 30-day trial. So in any case, if you're spending any amount of time invoicing, or your bread and butter is within your Facebook group, what do you have to lose in giving it a try, right? And like I said, if you have Shopify, it'll already integrate. So all of your items will transfer over to your CommentSold once you integrate them. So you're not having to reload all of those products just to give it a try. So anyway, I recommend giving it a try. So hopefully I've made it clear in my video that here at Hot Mess, we have a lot of love for both of these platforms, but we know it can get confusing out there. Hopefully you're now a little bit more clear about what each platform does best, which one might be best for you, and how they can actually work together too. If you're ready to get started with CommentSold, don't forget to take them up on that free trial offer. Or if you're focused on driving traffic to your website from your group, you may want to check out my strategy pack. I have included a done-for-you Facebook group strategy guide along with 4 other guides, and this is only $27. You can find this at the bottom of my online boutique calculator page at boutiquetrafficcalculator.com. And in any case, Shopify or CommentSold, whatever you're looking for help with, we're your girls. Always happy to chat. So let us know in the comments what you think of this video or if you've got a burning question. And don't forget to subscribe to get more e-commerce and Shopify content from me. That's all for now, friends. See you next time on the Hot Mess Consulting channel. Need more? Check out the blog at hotmessblog.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel too. Cheers!